Hello everyone, John Odom, a drum set and percussion teacher with Groove with Passion Drum Lessons. And today I'm going to go ahead and do an instructional video on a great worship song, okay? It's a song by the Christian worship artist Matt Maher, and the title of the song is Alive and Breathing. Now I just want to go ahead and say up front, I do not own any rights to this song at all. I am not going to redistribute it in any way. This is strictly for instructional purposes. I actually have one student right now who's currently learning this song, and she asked me to film a video for her. And of course, this is for anyone who wants to benefit from it, okay? So, some background on this song. This is a very lively and energetic song, okay? So, the tempo for it is actually 136 beats per minute. Just a little bit of a background for anyone who's interested. Anytime you have in tempo markings, there's actually different ranges of the tempo, right? The speed of songs. And these different ranges, the description for each range is actually an Italian word. Okay, it's actually just like your terms for dynamics are Italian words. Well, so is your tempo markings or your ranges, different tempo ranges. And vivace, I may not be saying that right, this is the tempo for this song because it's 136 beats per minute. And I looked it up. Vivace means like very lively, fast, more or less. So that's where we're at with this song. Now, there's a cool website I found, and of course there are several for metronomes, online metronomes, right? And this is the onlinemetronome.com. And so this is just a series of beeps, which a lot of your metronomes are anyway. I didn't find a way to customize this to change the tone, but anyway, this will give you an idea of what you're dealing with as far as tempo. So let this play for just a moment. Okay, so it's pretty fast tempo. Now, the structure of this song starts off with, it's an intro and then verse 1. Now, on verse 1, there's no drums yet. The verse 1 is actually really quiet, pretty mellow, okay? Maybe some keyboard, maybe some guitar, but really no drums yet. And so during verse 1, it would be up to your worship leader or your band leader. If you're playing the song in church, does your worship leader want you to keep tempo on the hi-hat? Now, when I have played this in my church, okay, my worship leader, they want me to go ahead and keep track with the tempo on 2 and 4. Because the thing is, even though the first part of the song is mellow and calm, it can feel slow, but it isn't. Okay, 136 beats per minute. So it's quick, but it doesn't feel quick. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a moment. So it's going to be up to worship leader. Do you want to keep track, 2 and 4 on the hi-hat to keep the time, or do you want to be out? So I kind of demonstrate it both ways. So this is starting with verse 1. The first line starts with what holds your heart, okay? The last line of verse 1, and I just took a couple of notes on the lyrics. Last line of verse 1 is, it's not all wasted time, okay? And there's a pause, and then the pre-chorus says, seek and you will find. Right after Matt Maher says that, you start going to the chorus. That's where you start coming in with the drums. So let me go ahead and let the verse play and show you how that works, okay? So starts off with just piano, right? If you don't have a keyboardist, maybe guitar.
What holds your heart? What stirs your soul?
Now, if you're going to be out, you're keeping track of the tempo, right? If your worship leader says, hey, give me hi-hat on 2 and 4, it'd be something like this.
The cares you keep.
They might want to kick on 1. 1. Maybe.
It's not all wasted time.
Pre-chorus. 12. you what I just did there. All right, so that's coming into you go verse 1, the pre-chorus again, which is seek and you will find. When you hear that, you know, okay, I'm getting ready to start playing. And it comes in with swells. It really comes in with the energy on the first, on the chorus, right? So joy still comes in the morning. You're playing and swell. If you're going to play a swell on a crash cymbal, and I'd say whether it's an acoustic crash or even an electric drum set, right? On a rubber pad electric crash or electric drum set, you've got to let your sticks move freely. That's so important to be able to do that. Single strokes, and it's a quick single stroke burst, okay? Unless you're doing like the end of a song and holding it out like a trash can ending, a lot of your swells in music are really quick, okay? So that's something you want to work on, just quick motion like so, all right? And when you play these swells, you're going to play that kick for an accent, like so. Okay, so definitely something that every drummer should practice. So let me back it up again and kind of show you how that part goes. Okay, seek and you will find. Back up just a little bit more. And you might want to bring the hi-hat on 2 and 4 or leave it out. Be up to you. Bass was on beat 1. Accents here. Snare crash. And then he says, if you're alive and breathing, praise the Lord. All right, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 is how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I go ahead and start my kick 1 and 2 and 3 because you're going into a 4 on the 4 groove. You're going into the energy. Once you get, praise the Lord. Okay, so don't stop dancing and dreaming. And you're going 4 on the 4 because this song, it's got a lot of forward momentum. So it needs that 4 on the 4 groove. I always go the right cymbal for the chorus because, again, now you're playing with energy. Okay, so let me go ahead and back it up a little bit. And I'll demonstrate how to get into the chorus. All right, this is pre-chorus going into the chorus.
Seeking you
right here. There's a 1 measure pause at the end of the chorus, okay? Which is good because you're playing this, right? This 4 on the 4 groove. And the last line he goes, praise the Lord, right? He holds that out. So you pause for 1 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're playing an acoustic kit, it gives you time to turn your drumstick because you're going to play cross stick on quarter notes. Okay, if you have an electric drum set, check and see if your electric drum set will let you play cross stick. Some of them, I think a lot of them do, but at least some of them might not. I've got some students who have electric drum sets, and for songs we've had to play cross stick, I've tried to do some research, try to, guide the students in that. Sometimes you may have to do 4 on the snare, and if you can't play cross stick, play 4 on the snare. That's fine, okay? But if you have an acoustic kit, definitely want to play 4 on the cross stick. You're playing 8th notes in the hi-hat. At this tempo, you want to be going real high with your hi-hat. Whether if you're playing open-handed, I'm not used to that. Either way, but you're playing 4 on the cross stick here. At 136 beats per minute, you want to have a nice compact motion with the hi-hat, okay? You want them nice and steady, always using good technique, relax, using fingers, okay? Fingers and wrist, but primarily fingers, and definitely letting that stick rebound, okay? I'm using some molar technique there, shoulder the stick on the edge of the hat, and then coming up with a tip on top, okay? Just like so. And then your bass drum, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4. Now, if you're not able to play this at 136 at the tempo of the song, get your metronome, start at maybe 120, right? Play it at a slower tempo. If you need to slow it down, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A good song to work on to practice this is Chris Tomlin, Our God. You can work on that one because that's the same groove, right? But it's a slower tempo. I believe that's around 120 beats per minute. Or practice it with your metronome, okay? So let's go ahead and go into verse 2. And I'll show you there's actually a pause here. And there's some cool little thing that I do on the pause that works well. All right, so check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you don't have to do the glist, but it's cool, it's fun, it works, adds a nice little sound effect in it. I believe it helps you keep on time too, because you gotta count that. You gotta count that. You gotta always keep track of where you're at in the groove, where you're at in each measure. Okay, so back it up a little bit, show you that again. We'll go on into the chorus. Says, awake, awake, awake my soul. That's what I call a musical marker. Okay, you listen for that going, oh, pre-chorus, we're getting ready to go back to the chorus. So that kind of gives you a heads up. Now, if you have a copy of the lyrics, then you can kind of be looking at it on your music stand and you'll know, okay, boom, we're getting ready to go into the chorus. And of course, obviously practicing the song and being familiar with it, that's always the number one requirement, right? But right here, when you hear Matt Maher say, awake, awake, awake my soul, you know, okay, we're going back in the chorus. So let me back it up just a little bit. And that's where we're at. We're coming into verse 2, going into the pre-chorus. Now we're getting ready to go back in the chorus, back to, instead of 4 on the cross stick, right, 4 on the snare, now we're going to go back to 4 on the floor, 8th notes on the ride cymbal. Okay? Here we go. One piece of advice for you. If you've got your stick turned around and you're playing those quarter notes, if you have time to turn your stick around, okay, that's fine. If not, don't leave out any backbeats. All right, I got to get my stick turned around. It's fine to play with the butt end on the snare, on the toms. Be careful hitting your cymbals. Just don't want to break a cymbal. Okay, but some drummers, this is how they play. Okay, because you're going to have a break coming up at the end of the course before you go into the bridge. You got plenty of time to turn your stick then. All right, so don't stress out. Go, I got to turn my stick. You can do it a little bit later. It'll be fine. I don't. When I'm playing this song, I don't have time to turn my stick. Okay. All right, so let's keep going with this chorus here. We're in our 4 on the floor groove now, okay? Little fill there, right? If you're alive, variations there, but it's just a quick little, basically like a 2-beat fill on the snare and toms. Not a long fill. You're really not going to play like a full 1 measure fill in this song because it really doesn't fit. Okay, but if you want to leave the fill out, that's perfectly fine. You can just keep playing groove. Don't stress that. Okay, let's keep going. Out right here, gonna come in with bass drum on 1 and 3, right? Right here. And on that quarter, there's the bass drum. So the build energy. So the bridge starts to build, which is very common in modern worship music, okay? So it starts off, you're out. When he starts saying, let everything praise the Lord, right? Repeats it a couple times, and basically I'm just playing it the way their drummer did. Okay, I don't try to reinvent the wheel because it works well. Then you start with bass drum on 1 and 3. 1, 2. So you continue to say, let everything praise the Lord, right? And then when you come in with quarter notes, you can start to add in some cymbals. You're not really swelling yet. I wouldn't say start doing swells just yet. Because you're going to build some more. This is like a long crescendo, okay? So you don't want to start building. You don't want to get loud too quick, all right? But as you start those quarter notes, you're saying let everything praise the Lord. Some swells like about the 2nd or 3rd time, and you keep building it. Let me show you how to do them. Back up just a little bit. Okay. Everything praise the Lord. 1 and 3. 1. Quarter notes right here. Start coming in with a tom snare pattern because now you went kind of, I don't want to say beyond the cymbals, but you're still building up another level. Okay, so a pattern that I use that works pretty well goes like this. On 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm still playing my bass drum on quarter notes, by the way. Okay, so it's definitely some coordination going on there. But as you work on it, again, you can start on this slowly and then gradually build the tempo until you can play it at 136 BPMs, right? So and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Play your hi-hat on 4 with the snare. Okay, so that's building the energy up, right? And then it's going to build, and then it's going to pause, and then he's going to go back to Joy Still Comes in the Morning. Basically the same pattern that you played the first time you went to the chorus after verse 1. You go back and play that same pattern again, right? So back it up a little bit here as we build into the energy. Let everything praise the Lord. 1 and 3. Quarter notes. right here. So just like you played when you went into the chorus the first time. Swells, right? And then swells are like on 4 and 2. So you're gonna kick on 1 and 3. You need that, you need that bass drum there to give it that accent, okay, to give it that punch, okay. And then when I go, pray 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 to come back in, and I'm doing that on the snare and 4-tom. It works really well. It's a nice way to bring in, you're basically bringing the worship team back in. You're bringing your musicians back in to start playing again. Because now you're going to go into the last chorus. Incidentally, this song really doesn't have an outro. I guess if you wanted to make up an outro, maybe you could, but really it doesn't have one. It's just you finish the chorus and then the song's finished. So however many times you want to repeat the chorus. So let's go ahead and finish it up here. And you heard how I did those 2 crashes? It's very common in music in general. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 4. If you want to hit twice with the right hand or same hand on the cymbal, that's fine. Usually I change up. That's fine when my left hand's available and I'm not having to hit a snare on that. And then on the end, I just went 1 and 2 and 3 to end it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Just play it as quick as I can on the bass drum. Kind of a trash can ending, more or less. Again, this is just a general way to play it. Your worship leader, if you're playing in a church or youth band, they may want to do something different. So it's always, what your worship leader wants to do, but you still have to stay true to the song. A song like this, you don't want to sap the energy of it. This song's got a lot of energy. It's a great song. Got a very good positive message to it for sure. So, so this is a great song to practice. Even if you don't play on a worship team, this is a song. I always tell my students, there's a drum lesson in every song. There really is. You can learn something from every song that you play. So play it just for fun, just play it for fun. So for drum lessons like this, if you're looking to have drum lessons, if you're a drummer who says, hey, I just want to improve my skills, or maybe you haven't played in a long time, you want to get back into playing. If you're a complete beginner, you're never too old to start, by the way, because I have a 65-year-old student, so I don't want anybody to say you're too old, because you're not. But for lessons like this, I'm currently teaching at Orlando Fine Arts Academy. We are a music and art school, which is in Lake Nona, South Orlando. And I also do teach with lessons in your home, okay, which I can come to your home if you're in the Orlando area, or I have online lessons right here. I also am fully equipped to teach online through Zoom. Okay, I have been fully background checked, certified safe. I work with a lot of children. I love kids. Kids are great, and I enjoy working with them to teach them how to play this wonderful instrument. I also do have adult students as well. Okay, teach pretty much all styles of music. So if you're looking for drum lessons, the contact information will be on the video. Thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. Okay. Have a blessed day. Thank you for watching.